In this video, I'll be making a new cage for Mia because the Detolf is not working for Mia. I was planning to get her a bigger wheel, but I'm not sure if the 11 will fit in her cage. And also, every time I open the lid, she tries to climb out because the bedding's so high and the cage is kind of short. So it's kind of hard for me to clean her cage because she's always trying to climb out. So that's a bit of a problem. So I decided to make her a bigger cage. All the plywood's 1/2 inch thick. This here is a piece of wood that's 24 inches by 66 1/4 inches, and it's going to be the back of the cage. This here is a piece of wood that's 66 1/4 inches by 19 inches, and it's going to be the bottom of the cage. These two pieces are 19 by 23 1/2 inches, and they're the sides of the cage. This is a 1 by 10 that's 66 1/4 inches long. The long piece of wood is a 1 by 3 that's 66 1/4 inches long, and the two short ones are 1 by 3s that are 13 inches long. And they're all to go at the front of the cage. So for these, we're going to have to cut a slit in them to fit the glass in. For us, we're going to have to do a 1/2 inch depth slit on each of these. This shelf is a 1 by 10 that's going to have a wheel on it. I can get a larger wheel with this cage because there's a larger space between the shelf and the roof of the cage. So I'm going to order a larger wheel. This shelf is going to have a ramp going from it up to another shelf. This ramp is a 1 by 3 that has popsicle sticks on it. This shelf here is going to be at the end of the ramp. It's a 1 by 6 with some 1 by 3 borders so that she doesn't slip. It's going to go like this in the cage. These two here are little steps up to another shelf on the opposite side of the cage. This is the shelf that their steps up to. These are little 1 by 3s. This here is a 1 by 10. This here is a ramp going up to the shelf above the 1 by 10. It's a 1 by 3 with a 1 by 3 border, and there's popsicle sticks. This is a 1 by 6 with 1 by 3 borders so she doesn't slip. It's going to go like this in the cage. So I've decided to paint the outside of my cage. I'm not going to paint the inside of my cage because the paint that I have is not pet safe or food safe, and I can't find any that's pet safe or food safe. But you can paint the inside of your cage if you have a pet safe or food safe stain or paint. I finished painting everything and soon I'm going to start assembling it, but this here's the bottom of the cage, and I wasn't sure what to do with it, like if I should paint it, varnish it, because I didn't want the wood to just be raw, or she could like pee in her cage and stain the wood and it would like smell bad. So I decided to use this like drawer liners, so hopefully she won't chew at these. The back of the cage, and I've painted it already. I haven't painted inside the cage because I'm not sure if the paint I have is pet safe or food safe. I know that you should have like a pet safe or food safe stain or varnish or paint for your hamsters, but I couldn't find any, so I just used normal paint and I just painted on the outside. So for this, I'm just going to put some wood glue along the bottom, and then I'm going to lift the bottom onto here so that the bottom is like on top of the back, if that makes any sense. And then I'll use these brackets and screw them into place. So yeah.
Hey girls.
So now I'm just going to wait for it to dry, and then I'm going to be screwing these 6 brackets into the side along the back. They're not exactly going to be placed like that, but I'm going to be screwing those in place once the glue is dry. So I'm done screwing these 2 together. I didn't do 6 screws per bracket because we don't have enough. I only did 4 screws per bracket, so it'll probably be fine. So these are my 2 side pieces, and I need to decide which one I'm going to use for this end, because this end is going to be the one that we're going to see more, and this end we won't see much. So, no, I think I'll use this one. Yeah, I think I will. These brackets are going to go like this. Then we'll have 2 brackets here as well. And the reason I'm putting this one lower so that it'll be below the bedding, so that all these white ones will be below the bedding, and the newer ones like this will be above the bedding. It's dying. I got it. Okay, I got the second battery pack. Let's hope it's charged. Yep. See it on. So a little update, we've screwed on both of the sides, and this 65¼ inch long nailing strip where the lid's gonna rest. We've also screwed in this shelf and these 2 steps down here. And now I'm gonna put together the lid. So I couldn't find all the same brackets, so we're gonna be using some of these and some of these. So, some of the boards are 19 inches long, and some of them are 19¼ inches. I changed the lid design slightly so that my mom has more space to put stuff on top. So I'm going to add a 1x6, so that means the lids would have to be shorter. I cut off a few inches from the boards. So now these are 19, and these here are 19¼ inches. So the 19 inch would go like this, and the 19¼ inch boards would go like that. So it's like 19 inch and then 19¼ inch. So update, it's the next morning, and I don't exactly remember what I last filmed, but we do have this shelf up. I don't think I filmed that. And I've attached this shelf to here with like a hinge. See? So, yeah. And I have also finished both the lids. They're over here. And I've got this mesh, so I'm going to have to put that on. So, a little update. Yesterday we put this shelf on and this shelf with this ramp. And we put up the bedding border. I guess it's not really much of a bedding border because there will be glass here, so the bedding can go above this. But we put up that, and we put up these little side pieces. So, we also made the lids. We've just stapled some mesh on the bottom, and then those are done. Today is hopefully going to be the day that she gets to be put in her new cage, but the next step to getting the cage together is to put glass in the front, and the glass is right here. So I have a bin that she is going to be in for the day while I'm taking apart her cage and putting together the new cage. Yeah, I'm just gonna start by taking out her huts and things, and then once she wakes up I'll put her in here. And it won't be empty, don't worry. It's gonna have bedding, so hopefully she'll fall asleep, and I'm gonna put some food in there so she doesn't get hungry, and a water dish, and a hut and a chew toy or something. So this is her temporary bin, which as you can tell she doesn't really like it. She's not used to a bin or cage this small. So I'm using this lid, which surprisingly fits perfectly, and it's one of the lids for the new cage. I'm using it. So yeah, she's just got a hut, her water dish, and a toy, and I put some food in here. She's probably looking for food. So we slid the glass in and we put this on top, and now we're going to screw it in, and then we have to screw the solid part of the lid in. You guys, if you're making a cage somewhere, you don't have to do that. We just did that so we can place things on top, so there's somewhere to put stuff. Okay, so there we go. We're done with the cage. We've put, one lid's here, one lid's still on the bin that Mia's in, and then we've got up here, we've got the solid part. That's it. I'm sorry if the video was kind of choppy and filming random pieces and it didn't quite flow together well. I kind of would always forget what I had just filmed because it was over the course of a few days, so I didn't always remember. And thank you guys so much for watching, and make sure you subscribe and like the video if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!